What up, guys? How excited are you guys about Valorant? Because, oh gosh, I can't. I have been thinking about Valorant all day. What is up? Let's talk about these patch notes that have been released, because the 1.0 patch, the first official patch, is here. And there are some buffs you're gonna wanna know about, some nerfs you're gonna wanna know about. We're gonna talk about the new agent, the new map, and some other cool things. So yeah, let's talk about it. Cheers to Valorant being released tomorrow. Hey, let's go. What up, guys, and welcome back to the Excellent Hideout. If you guys have never been here before, my name is Ghost. I'm super excited you guys are here. If you guys don't know already, I stream a lot of Valorant. We've been dropping Valorant content on YouTube, along with some other FPS titles. This is a place where we talk about the games we play, the lives we live, and how we can look for ways to help each other be better than we were the day before. Better than yesterday is the motto. One stream at a time, one day at a time. If you guys feel like you vibe with that, or you want to see more Valorant content, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me, to all the people who sub to the channel and come in and watch every single video. I really value your support and your love. And just so you guys know, I do stream on Twitch Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, 9 p.m. PST, which means tomorrow I will not be streaming when the game comes out, but I will be streaming Valorant Wednesday, so make sure you guys come hang out, talk about this stuff live, or jump in some games. Let's get into some of these patch notes. So we're jumping into it right away. This is what was posted on Valorant's Twitter regarding the patch notes for 1.0, which is what we're talking about right now. This is the highlights. So we have the updates for Phoenix, Jett, Sage, Raze, and Omen. So we have Phoenix, which is kind of like a rework slightly. We'll talk about. Omen has a control buff, and then Raze has a nerf, Sage has a nerf, and Jett has a buff. We have a reconstructed mid choke point on split, which I think a lot of us will be excited about. Then we have hit registration improved on the fixes category, and can't ride Viper's toxic screen, supersonic wave. So hit registration I'm excited about, because there was plenty of times, especially during pistol round, where we knew that there could have been better hit registration. So let's see how this feels. I hope it feels very crisp. I think it will. And then we have the toxic screen, supersonic wave. It was basically a glitch, if you guys had seen people post videos about it or seen it in game, where you were able to time your jump perfectly after placing toxic screen as Viper, and you were able to actually get on top of the wave of gas. So that is supposedly eliminated and fixed, thank God. And then we have Rayna, who is the new agent that was dropped, who is a vampire healer. We will go more in depth in her stuff on a different video. We have Ascent, which is a new map. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to play it. And then we have Spike Rush, which is a new game mode. So let's get right into the patch notes. This is the patch notes for Valorant. Man, I'm talking about this video right now, guys, and I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm so excited to play this game. I'm so excited to play this game competitively, and I really have that feeling of like when Overwatch competitive first dropped, and I have that like just that what's the word? That good anxiety, right? That anxiety that just everything is going to be amazing, and I had a lot of fun playing the beta. So anyways, let's get into this. So first it talks about Rayna. It says she's an agent that is designed for constant fighting, but if she's not getting kills, she won't have much utility to help her team. Meanwhile, Ascent is a map set in the Venice-like city with certain areas of the map that can be opened and closed during rounds. That's very interesting. Can't wait to see it. So for the first part, guys, we're going to talk about the agents, and we're going to talk about the nerfs and buffs that are taking place. And some of it is not even really a nerf and buff. It's kind of just like a rework slight and change of how they're going to be played. So here we go. We're going right into Sage, who is being nerfed. Healing orb cooldown increased from 35 seconds to 45 seconds, which I think is going to be good, just because the heal that Sage is providing is very powerful. So to see that the seconds is a little bit longer might help for... It's really frustrating sometimes when somebody is pushing in with a Sage, and if they wait long enough, they can heal two different people in that push. So I think this will kind of separate that a little bit. It says we like how much Sage is able to heal in a single heal, but she felt like she was able to use it too frequently during a round. So that's that. The barrier orb segment, this is going to be my favorite part, because if you played Overwatch and you know how Maze wall worked, I'm a little bit upset that you're not able to trigger the wall like Maze, but I do like what they did here. So the segment health is reduced from 1,000 to 800. The barrier duration is reduced from 40 to 30 seconds. 40 seconds was a long time. If you guys played against wall, it was pretty much like once that wall is up, It takes way too long to break it down, and once it's up, it's kind of like rotate. Like, this at least will provide a little bit more versatility when it comes to wall being put up, and a little bit more awareness as putting wall down, right? So it also says that friendly barrier orb walls now show on the minimap. That's cool. Now we're going to Raze, who is also getting nerfed a little bit. It's very, very slight nerf. Blast pack maximum damage radius is reduced from 2 meters to 1 meter. This I agree with. I think that when you throw that dirty diaper, if you get 2, it was very powerful. And as my boy who would get 2 all the time, I know how powerful it could be. All this is saying is it wants you to be a little bit more precise and when you're throwing it, and a little bit closer, so you can't just toss it over a ledge and just get a kill if you make both of them. Blast pack is proven to be quite strong, especially when chained back to back. I agree. By reducing the inner maximum damage radius, we hope to reduce the average damage output of this ability while keeping it powerful. I agree. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a nerf. Raze is still going to be very viable, as you guys know. I don't think, like I said in my Raze guide, I don't think that she is OP. I think she can be OP in the right hands, but I'm excited to play Raze in the when the game drops. Then we have Jett. Okay, so if you guys already have been to streams and you guys already know, I am a Jett main. So I am so excited about these Jeff. I'm so excited about Jeff being able to play him, the new hero. No, I'm so excited about these Jett buffs because these were things that I was specifically, if you guys see my streams, I specifically complained about these 2 things. So to see that they're getting buffed is exciting. Smoke duration increased from 4 to 7 seconds. This is huge. It always felt like throwing smokes, it was like just not enough time to do something. It was, by the time you said like, I'm smoking heaven or I'm smoking this, your team would go to push and smoke would clear just enough time for them to see you and shoot. So this is beautiful. I love it. We think that Jett has a strong, irreplaceable value in terms of her ability to deny trades, but we think her team-oriented output is a little too low. This should give her and her team a little more time to work off of her smokes. 150% agree. Tailwind automatically breaks ciphers, trap wires after being briefly revealed. Guys, this is, oh my gosh, I have clips where I'm trying to get through trap wire because you're boosting forwards. You don't understand when you're using Tailwind that there's a trap there and it just pulls you back and forth. And what happens is you get yanked back and forth and you can't shoot where the trap is because you're getting yanked. So this is amazing. Tailwind force is powerful enough that Jett should easily be able to break free from any leash. This should allow her a little more freedom to make that aggressive but risky play that creates space for her team. Agree with, love, can't wait to play more Jett tomorrow. Now we have Phoenix. Okay, so Phoenix is a little bit weird. It's not necessarily a nerf. I know right off the bat it looks like a nerf, but what they did is they made Phoenix more balanced. And then Phoenix actually got a buff to curveball. So a lot of you are going to like that. We've been talking about that in stream, that we all think that curveball needs a buff, and it happened. So Blaze duration increased from 6 to 8 seconds, and Blaze damage got decreased from 15 every 0.25 seconds to 1 every 0.033 seconds. And then healing went from 3 every 0.25 seconds to 1 every 0.16 seconds. So what they're doing right here is they're pretty much matching his values of healing so that each one provides him with 50 health. So they, even though they lowered it, they made it so that he's not getting overhealed by utilizing both. Because what would happen is Blaze would drop hot hands and then he would place wall. And he would just get healed very quickly and he would stay in wall and he'd be very hard to fight, especially if he's standing on his flame puddle, right? And on wall. So those of you who played Phoenix, you already know this. Those of you who played against Phoenix, you already know this. This is basically what's going on. It's not necessarily a nerf. It's just a more evening out of his abilities. Hot hands, 3 every 0.25 to 1 every 0.08. I agree with it. I didn't play a ton of Phoenix. Some of you might be upset about this, but I think that it will feel better and a little bit more even playing against and playing. Curveball is what everybody was mainly worried about, and run it back. Both of those got buffs, guys, so don't be too upset. We have max flash duration increased from 0.8 to 1.1. This is huge because whenever you would throw curveball around the wall, it would almost seem like it was just fast enough to flash them. But then when you're comparing it to Breach, you're like, dude, this is very, very underpowered. You would turn a corner after flashing somebody and still sometimes get mowed down. And I'm talking like them not being blind. So I think this is very good. It says the flash duration is short given how quickly he can get his curveball out to an enemy caught out of position. Even still, it was a hair too short, I agree, especially to justify the new 200 credit price point. Yep. Run it back automatically reloads all weapons on respawn. This is absolutely huge. When you would use run it back, how many of you know if you push to where they were at, so like say you know someone's running it back, if you were able to run to the place where they started, you would just wait for them to pop up, and they had no opportunity if they were shooting and killing during the run it back phase, because they would come back, they would have to reload. It was obnoxious. I never played like a ton of Phoenix, but seeing it happen, I'm like, wow, that's obnoxious. I would not like to be Phoenix right now. So being that, so it says this is closer to quality of life improvement. Phoenix's ult often puts him in position to empty his clips right before getting sent back. It was very jarring for a Phoenix player to wait several seconds to respawn, only to have to spend another second reloading. 100% agree. I think Phoenix players are going to be very, very excited about these two buffs. So with Omen, we have a little bit of a different thing. He got a control buff, but it seems like almost every aspect of his abilities have been changed in some way to buff his control, which I think is good. I think that I'm gonna just break it down for you guys. Essentially now, when you're moving around as Omen, you get to see where you're moving before you move there. So it's no more like guessing. It's not like when you're moving from place to place, it's not like, well, I hope I end up where I think I want to be. Now it's like it's gonna show you on the map where you're gonna end up. So Paranoia is now equipped instead of quick cast, and hit detection improved, especially at close range. Enemies will receive a warning when the projectile is fired rather than being in the direct path of it. This should make it hit enemies more reliably. Dark cover, Omen now enters a phaser world where he can see through walls to place his smokes, and pressing reload toggles between phased and normal targeting. We want to provide Omen with a more precise way to place his smokes, especially when verticality is at play. We've provided a toggle back to the old mode as well to make sure we still support the quick close range smoke playstyle many Omen players have honed. Dark cover controls have been updated where Omen can now increase smoke distance with primary fire and decrease it with secondary fire, which is going to be different from some of the people who had been playing Omen, but you're able to throw smoke with the ability key as well. Let's see what they say. Yeah, this might be difficult control shift for players who main Omen, but in the long run and for new players, we think it's more intuitive for the distance to be controlled by one hand on the mouse by default. I think it's a good step in the right direction personally. And this is not coming from playing a lot of Omen, but from watching a lot of Omen gameplay. I think this will be good, and especially for me coming in and learning Omen, I think it'll be good. Shrouded Steppe. Omen can see his teleport location on the map and receives an in-world indicator of where he's targeting when his vision of the point is obstructed. This is huge. I think this is going to be very, very beneficial for controlling where you go. We want Omen to help Omen understand where he's targeting his teleport, especially when he's teleporting from out of his smoke. This is going to be good. And by the way, guys, if any of the things I'm talking about, I'm kind of speaking my own mind while I read the patch notes. If you guys disagree with me, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it, especially for some of these agents I didn't spend a lot of time on. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, and I think other people will benefit from it as well. From the shadow, Omen can now cancel his teleport while in shade form by pressing the ability key again. He still loses his ult points if he cancels, but I think what this gives you an opportunity to do is sometimes you want to go from the shadow somewhere and you realize last second while you're in the animation, oh my gosh, I actually don't want to do this. Something else is happening. Now you get to cancel it. It does waste your ult, but essentially you get to make that decision yourself. So that pretty much wraps up what's happening to the agents. Now we're going to go down where it says sound visualization. So we brought it in more sounds made by agents under the category of sounds that display their audio distance on the minimap via the white circle. This includes ability sounds, reloads, spike interactions, and more. We wanted to provide players with the ability to understand when their noise can be heard by enemies and give them an idea of how far sounds can be heard. I think this is really good because it was kind of argued that some people would be like, dude, you're being too loud from this point, and then other people would be like, dude, they can't hear me from right here. So this will give us a better way to be able to tell when we can be heard, and so we know when we can run up to when we can shift walk, and be prepared when we're doing things like planning the spike, when they can someone can hear us. Then we have the map updates, which is really cool. We have Ascent, which is a brand new map. Super excited to play this thing. It says Ascent is a map set in Italy that features a large open middle area that both teams can scrimmage over. Mid is a playground for diverse ability to use and successfully control the area, opens additional routes for attackers to both spike sites. As our new map for launch, Ascent will be slightly more common in matchmaking rotation for the first few days so that you can get more opportunities to play on the map. I think that's great. I mean, I hope it's not like 7 times in a row. Like sometimes we'd be getting split, you know what I'm saying? You guys understand? So I'll let you guys look at it real quick. I couldn't really find many pictures that showed the actual map, other than like aesthetic appeal photos, which didn't show much. But this is pretty much the layout of Ascend. It looks pretty cool. As we can see, the defender area is a lot closer to the A and B bomb sites. And then we have the attacker over here. We have to push through a little bit more area. So there's definitely, it looks like, gonna be a plus to defending on this map, but we will see because we haven't been in the map. The attackers could push through these areas very fast. We don't really know, but it looks cool. I like that there's a boathouse over here. I'm excited to see what it looks like, and it's in Italy, which it's probably gonna be amazing. So they reconstructed Split's mid choke point. If you guys have played this map, you know that this could be very, very hard to push through. Sometimes it just gets straight walled up. But in this corner, this was a very hard area because you have to watch this area, you have to watch this area, and you also have to watch this area, which is a very, very deep corner. And then you have this cubby over here, which also can be frustrating. That is the old way. This is the new way, which I actually really like. I would love to hear your guys' feedback in the comments, but look at this, guys. So we still have the cubby. We still have an area to hide coming out of sewers. We still have to watch these areas, but it's not as much of a, like, you'll know if somebody's here essentially, unless they're crouched the whole time. You still have an ability to be able to throw stuff over, to throw stuff right here and still affect them. It's not as deep, but it still provides cover. I like this. I think this is going to be way better for pushes on both sides. Look at, you can come all the way up to this ledge to be looking over here in Ramen. Yeah, I'm excited about the new split changes. I don't know about you guys, but look at the difference, guys. We got this right here, this massive, can't really do much until you get to like right here on ramp, and a lot could happen on ramp. And then we have this. It looks fresh, it looks clean, and I think it'll be better for both sides, but mainly going to be better for attacking. It's not going to feel as laborsome trying to attack mid, and that's what I'm excited about. It says also continue to block spots. Now this is huge, guys. If you guys played in the beta, you know that there was a lot of spots that sometimes you couldn't even reach Cypher's cameras. You'd be getting tagged, you don't even know where they're at. Block spots for Cypher's spy cam that prevented counterplay. As always, huge thanks to everyone who helped us find these. And I think actually in the performance updates, or actually, I'm sorry, not in the performance, in the bug fixes, check this out. It says Cypher's spy cam now shows direction in which it's looking at when it's possessed, and then fixed more unintended Cypher spy cam locations, which thank you. Then there's also some Sova fixes where the arrows would be like unpredictable and bouncing, which would happen rarely, but it still happened. And then fix Sova arrows from revealing through some walls. This is very, very good because sometimes if it was on the wall in front of you or something, and then all of a sudden you would get tagged by it and you'd be like, dude, what the heck? Like, it can't see me. So now hopefully that will be fixed and feel a lot better. So let's talk about the competitive mode update, because I know everybody is wondering, when is ranked going to be live? Is it going to drop when the game drops? It's not. It says competitive mode update. It says competitive mode will not be on launch. Similar to our closed beta launch, our initial focus is to make sure our service is stable, which is good, before activating competitive matchmaking. This is also a way to give players, new players, the same courtesy that closed beta players had to learn the game ahead of turning on competitive, which, I mean, they should have just tried to get the key, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, whatever. I get it. It's fine. We'll also make some adjustments to competitive based on remaining closed beta player feedback. Our plan is to turn on competitive a few patches into our launch. So we don't know how quick the patches will come, but that's when competitive mode is known to come. And then also I wanted to talk about the new game mode, which is cool. So right here, it talks about Spike Rush. It says the patch also adds a new game mode called Spike Rush. Spike Rush keeps many of the same mechanics from the standard Valorant mode, including the shooting abilities and agents, but the objective is a little different. It's kind of like a more hectic way, it seems like, to play the normal version. The intention of the mode, according to Riot, is to give players a faster, more casual mode that doesn't take nearly an hour per match. I think a lot of people will be grateful for this, like Valorant's main game mode. So it's just a faster way to play the main game mode so that maybe when you're streaming for 6 hours, you get more than 6 games in. It looks good to me. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up the video. I hope you guys got something out of the patch notes. I can't wait to see you guys in the game tomorrow and then in the stream on Wednesday. If you haven't yet, make sure you stop by Twitch. Give me a follow. Come hang out. I think we'll have a lot of fun playing games. Also, guys, I want to say, make sure you guys join the Discord. You don't have to solo queue. There's a lot of people that are playing Valorant. There's other Valorant content on YouTube that you guys can check out on this channel. But also, get into the Discord, make some friends. Make sure you don't have to solo queue. You can't play it on console. But for all of you PC players, yeah, make some friends and get some guys in on some games. There's 200 plus like-minded individuals in there that are waiting to meet you. So don't miss out. Get into the Discord. And then lastly, what I want to say is if this video has brought you value, definitely give it a like. It goes a long way for the channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see more content like this. Good luck with your games, guys. I hope tomorrow is amazing for you, like it's going to be for me. I hope you guys are very blessed. I hope you have an amazing day or night, depending on where you're at in the world. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.